Monday reaction with Roni and a disappointing weekend for the Arsenal. And unfortunately, the Arsenal have lost to Aston Villa. It's an extremely disappointing weekend. Tottenham won, Liverpool won late, and City won late. So it's quite a debilitating weekend for the Arsenal. So many things happened in this game, and I'm going to try to get into it to try and be as calm as possible. It is 2 days after, but extremely disappointing performance in front of goal from Arsenal. I don't want to criticize the team's performance per se, because I thought we were excellent on the day, and it's very difficult to take this. It's more frustrating than being angry or anything at the team. Obviously, there was a couple of decisions which I will go into as well. And yeah, it's a weird one, because obviously so many emotions just directly after the game, but obviously anger and frustration was there at the time. But I can't be angry at the performance. I thought Arsenal played really well. We were probably the best team to go to Villa. It's weird to say that Arsenal and the stature of Arsenal and the stature of Man City, that we were the best team to go to Villa Park. But we just weren't good in front of goal once again. It's a theme that's come up more often than not. I think we played well enough to win the game, and then we also had decisions that could have gone our way, and it was frustrating. So obviously, you take a look at some of the games this season from Arsenal, where we actually won. Quite a few games where we actually won by close margins. So we're not beating teams comfortably. I thought that would happen more so in season 2 of this project, where we are competing for the title, and that has not been the case. There's various reasons for that, the way that we try and play. And it was very disappointing. So Arsenal, obviously, starting lineup, once again, David Raya in goal after the mistakes. He was okay, nothing to write home about. I thought that we limited their chances quite a bit. Ben White was poor once again at right back. I thought Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, they were good. Declan Rice was good on the day. Kai Havertz was really good, but the front four, not so much. Nothing better than 5 out of 10 in my opinion. But disappointing just in terms of finishing off their chances, and all of them had chances. Probably Odegaard, goals that he scored this season and last season, where he just one time in. And for some reason, he had too many touches for the second opportunity, I think it was. And it was very, very disappointing. And then the substitutes didn't really make an impact. Coming on, we didn't make much subs. So obviously, it's just not quite worked on the day. I really want to not criticize too much. I am upset about the result, but we're not far off. Liverpool is now back on top. Man City is now closer again. Tottenham is closer. And it was a disappointing loss. And obviously Aston Villa is also in it now. So that part is disappointing. But I thought we were okay in this game. And then there's obviously the decisions that went against us as well. But in terms of the starting lineup, I think most of the guys were just okay. There was nothing great. I thought Rice maybe was a standout. Zinchenko played okay. Once again, from his side, that's where the goal came in. It's just going to happen. It's something that we talked about. I was concerned about Aston Villa, number one, and I was concerned about the goalkeeping situation. That wasn't so much of a concern. Arsenal controlled most of the game, except they didn't finish the opportunities. Let's take away the decisions that didn't go for us in a game where we needed those decisions, because we weren't good in front of goal. And a lot of people feel that the chances created and not taking opportunities is above that of the decisions. However, it is a tough game. Aston Villa just beat Man City. They've probably won 15 games in a row. We were the last team to win there last season, and I felt this was a really big missed opportunity to just create that opportunity for Arsenal to kind of say, yes, we are here, we are competing for the title. But we are anyway competing for the title. I don't want to go overboard. I think, won off Liverpool. I'll have a look at the log shortly. So I don't really want to go too much into that. I thought we were okay on the day. And then let's just have a look here. Oh man, there we go. Okay.
بمرفق يده اليسرى قالت شوف يده اليسرى شوف
The guy out. That's even in rugby, that is a red card. Let me just see if I can
بمرفق
get that
يده
one
اليسرى
again. So
اعترض
that was
بكف يده اليسرى
Carlos
شوف.
should have gotten a red card for that.
لا لا.
Absolutely shocking stuff.
يد
And then
هاي
obviously
الكرة وهاي
here's this.
اللعبة.
First there was a
اوي اوي
handball. Yes, I agree. 100% it's a handball from
اوي
Kai Havertz.
اوي.
But first
الايادي
there
كلها
was
لمست الكرة.
a
الايادي
handball from Matty Cash, and that is a Arsenal
يد هاي
penalty.
الكرة
At the
وهاي
very
اللعبة.
least, a Arsenal
اوي
penalty.
اوي
I accept that it's not a goal. I
اوي
accept that Arsenal could
اوي.
miss the penalty,
الايادي
but that
كلها
should
لمست
have
الكرة.
been a penalty
الايادي
for Arsenal and a late opportunity for a goal. But once again, if you just
بمرفق
look at
يده
this,
اليسرى
it
اعترض
feels
بكف
like
يده
it's
اليسرى شوف.
absolutely maddening. And
لا
we do have
لا.
a clip now of there was another opportunity for a penalty, I think, on Jesus. So 3 big moments that went against us in this game. It's very, very disappointing, but it's something that we have to take on the chin. And yeah, I didn't think Villa was exceptional. A lot of people that I follow, in terms of being able to analyze the game correctly without emotion so much, feel that Aston Villa in the final, let's say 20 to 30 minutes, got really tired. And there was quite a couple of people that felt after Martinelli went off, Arsenal lost all the impetus. But I think Martinelli ran his socks off, so he had to come off. He was absolutely knackered, and unfortunately whatever we brought on wasn't enough. And yeah, we lost that impetus. There wasn't much coming from Jesus and Saka, and Nketiah came on again, didn't do much again. So in this title race, it just seems like we're going to be short when it comes to when the front four doesn't perform, who comes on for that front four. I know you can't have 100 million players like a Man City on the bench, but it just seems like there isn't quite enough. I know Trossard is good, so he's maybe one of those options. We call him the good 12th man. But Nketiah, Nelson, Smith Rowe, Vieira, are they going to be enough in the second half of the season? I know Arsenal can find other ways to beat teams, but when Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus are not performing, what's going to happen there? I'm concerned about the financial situation. I've mentioned it also a number of times. So I've mentioned the fact that our fullbacks is a concern from a defensive standpoint if Tomiyasu isn't there. I've mentioned the goalkeeping situation, which is a problem. I don't want to bring that up too much because I felt there wasn't discernible errors from Raya in this game. Even for the goal, I think it was more to do with the fullback situation, and then Arsenal's profligacy in front of goal. They profligate in front of goal, meaning they don't really take the opportunities in quite a few games this season. So that is also a concern. And then you've got that thing where you weigh up getting a goal scorer that's hungry to just score goals, and the build-up play of Arsenal, where Jesus is fantastic in his build-up play. Would that player that you're going to get in now, they might be able to score the goals, but in terms of build-up play, I don't know. It's 50-50 because obviously Man City, they've got that Android that's up front, goal scorer, but it doesn't always work out because he doesn't get that much touches. So from an Arsenal standpoint, are we going to be able to get a Tony? And it's going to cost a lot of money. Brentford's not going to be happy with 60 million. Not that we probably don't even have 60 million. We already have to sort out the Raya deal, and then we are short in numbers in defense. Tomiyasu is injured currently, and when he is fit, he goes to the Asian Cup. So all of those things are things that we need to take into account. But let's have a look at the Barclays Premier League table. Liverpool now currently top. They are now increased by 3 in terms of the goal difference. So Arsenal's now again behind due to the loss, but we are only 1 point off Liverpool. Liverpool host Man United and Arsenal over the next 2 weeks, and Arsenal play Brighton and Liverpool over the next 2 Premier League games. I know there's Champions League football this weekend. Liverpool, they've got Europa League. They're already comfortable. I think they're already through, top in their group. Arsenal play Brighton. Brighton, they are in Europe. They play Marseille on Thursday. So Arsenal, not sure if we're playing Tuesday or Wednesday, but either way, we'll have an extra day on Brighton. And Brighton are hosting Marseille. So that means they still need to qualify top because to avoid that playoff game. So that is also something that is going to be absolutely important. I'm going to take the result away here. Result, where is the Arsenal result? There we go. Why doesn't this stuff want to go away? Anyway, so there we go. Finally. Okay, so yeah, so Brighton, they've got Marseille. Marseille is currently top. They're both on the same amount of points. However, Brighton, they are at home to Marseille, and they would obviously like to win that game. They need to win. A draw won't be enough to finish top and then avoid the playoff. So that means Brighton needs to go strong in that game. They do have injuries as well and a bit of form issues. I think they did draw at home to Burnley this past week. So yeah, despite Arsenal's poor record recently against Brighton, we did actually win there last season. But at the back end, when Arsenal had nothing more to give, they got comfortably beaten at the Emirates. So only 1 point off. I do expect Liverpool to comfortably beat Man United, and then it's going to be interesting to see how Arsenal, hopefully, if we have beaten Brighton, go into that game at Anfield. So Liverpool have 3 games in that period at Anfield. They've got Man United at home. Then they've got the Carabao Cup game against West Ham, who, first of all, West Ham defeated Tottenham after playing well only for a couple of minutes in that game. And then they went to go get smashed by Fulham. Just so, by the way, we are playing West Ham and Fulham to end the year after Liverpool. And Fulham are in great form. 2-5-0 wins at home. I think it might have been 5-1 the game before and then 5-0. So there's that thing as well. Arsenal don't just have tough games against Brighton and Liverpool. West Ham can become a tricky game, and then Fulham away to end the year. So it's a very, very tricky 4 games to go for Arsenal, having just lost to Aston Villa. So I'm a little bit concerned as well. But the performance means that our form isn't off. The performance against Villa. I know we didn't take our chances, but the performance wasn't that bad. And then we've got Man City. So Aston Villa, they are, I'm assuming, at home. No, they will be away to Brentford. And we know their away form is very scratchy. They did beat Spurs away, but they have already lost to Liverpool away. And I think they must still play United and City away. So, and then Man City are at home to Crystal Palace. I think Man City would have 2 home games next, if I'm not mistaken, before they go to the World Club Cup. So there is 1 game that they would not have played this month. Might have been Fulham, or I think it's actually Brentford at home is the game that they will not be playing. So I think they are only playing Crystal Palace still. Then it's the Club World Cup for them, and then I think they're only playing in the new year again. I think they're missing 1 match week. Tottenham at home to Forest. Are they at home? No, they're not. They will be then away to Forest. So that's going to be a tough one. And then obviously the Mancunians of Manchester Red are up against, what do they call this team? Liverpool. So yeah, so there's going to be interesting games. It's important not to take too much into this Arsenal Aston Villa game because at the end of the day, Villa, they are a good team. I think they were there for the taking. They were very tired in that final 20 to 30 minutes, and Arsenal couldn't. I know we got quite a few opportunities in the game itself. We were able to stifle them at times. But unfortunately, yeah. So good week for Aston Villa. 2 home 1-0 wins against City and then Arsenal. Arsenal over the 2 games, similar to City. Liverpool's last 2 games, they obviously beat Fulham last minute goals there, and then last minute goals. Sorry, no, it was Fulham last minute goals. Then they comfortably beat Sheffield, and then again, once again, the refereeing decisions in that Liverpool game was absolutely astonishing. I know they will take that 3 points and run. Klopp even said post-match he cannot believe how bad Liverpool were and still won the game. And then Hodgson after the game complaining about the referees, rightly so, because Liverpool would have done exactly the same if it was the other way around. Lots of yellow cards for similar fouls to what Liverpool did for Crystal Palace. And yeah, so yeah, I think we should just move on from that and just accept it how it is. And then I just wanted to bring up this thing over here. So Pep Guardiola got, I don't know if he's going to get retrospective action against him, but at that time, obviously, he was not a happy chappy. You can see how he's pointing at the referee. Just remember, Mikel Arteta has been booked twice this season for over celebrating. Nothing, not inciting anything, not going over the boundaries, but he's been booked for over celebrating and also complaining to the referees. We know that his outburst after Newcastle game, rightly so, in my opinion. Obviously, opposition fans think the guy is moaning a lot and all that. And same for us when we see Pep moaning and Klopp moaning, we also say the same. Eric Ten Hag moaning. So obviously, it depends on who you support. But just in this case, nothing happening to Pep. He did this, and he did a second thing where he was after the win, after they scored the winner. I think Grealish scored the winner. He also goaded the assistant referee as well, which I don't think that was fair. But no cards, no retrospective action for now. There could be. So you can't say there is absolutely nothing. But yeah, that is disappointing to see once again, man. These guys are just getting everything handed to them, as they say. But something that's a little bit more positive is the Arsenal ladies. So that is up next. Arsenal women beat Chelsea women 4-1 in a absolutely massive, massive game. Yeah, I don't quite know how more I can say this. So Chelsea's obviously been dominant in the Women's Super League. They've actually been dominant this season as well. They've been playing good flowing football, scoring loads of goals, more than Arsenal up till now, and an absolutely superb display at the Emirates Stadium. It was almost sold out, but there was a heavy rainfall, and quite a few people didn't decide to pitch up, which was very disappointing. Quite a big women's game, so they did sell close to 60,000 tickets. I think it was a new record, 59,000 odd. A new Women's Super League record for attendance. However, quite a lot of people didn't pitch up due to the rain. That part was a little bit disappointing, but a fantastic display from the Arsenal ladies. I just want to see if I can get the team up. There we go. So Zinsberger in goal. At fault, I felt for the goal. Could have done much better. Obviously, Arsenal's defending at times was a little bit dodgy, but Chelsea are a very good team, so they were going to have loads of chances. So they did have chances. Arsenal also had, other than the goals, more chances. But Zinsberger started, and then our left back slash left winger slash right winger slash left forward, Wubben. Sorry, no, that's Wubben Moy. What an excellent game again. Once again, that is actually Arsenal's centre back, so our left centre back. Catley is the left back, Australian. Beth Mead scored the first goal, so that's Arsenal's star player. Scored the first goal. Very good work from Pilova. In the box, Arsenal were able to create a couple of opportunities before that as well. Running on the right side, it's our left and the right side of Chelsea, as well as Chelsea's left side and our right side, where we were able to inflict a little bit of pain there. So Catley, left back. Mead is our right forward. She scored the first goal. Captain Little played in the number 10 position. And then we had Valti, that's our holding midfielder. McCabe, this the lady that I spoke about at the beginning. He played right back. She's actually more left back slash left wide forward. And then forward is our left wide forward. Pilova is the other midfielder, so another 8, I would say. She had a very good game as well. Russo scored 2 goals, a fantastic third goal, and the fourth goal was a penalty. And Ilestedt scored our Arsenal's second goal from a corner. She's very good at corners. Somebody that is a highly rated centre back. She actually won the bronze ball at the Women's World Cup for Sweden. Scored lots of headed goals in the Women's World Cup. So I thought Arsenal were absolutely exceptional in this game, and it was vital for Arsenal to get the win. And where's the table for the WSL? There we go. So Arsenal are currently tied with Chelsea. So obviously Chelsea scoring loads of goals. Arsenal have won their last 7 games. So if I can just put my rounded camera on here. There we go. Yeah. So Chelsea women, 9 games played, 7-1, 1 draw, 1 loss. They drew with Man City women, and then they lost obviously to Arsenal now. The goal difference is closer. Arsenal were able to gain 3. Chelsea lost 3. So both teams on 22 points, 9 games played. I think that's also the last league game for the year. Or no, I think there's still Tottenham. We still have to play Tottenham away from home in the league. So there is still 1 game to go, where the year or the season is going to end the year on 10 games. So yeah, Arsenal obviously conceding 9, Chelsea conceding 11. However, Chelsea has scored 5 goals more. So that's how tight it is. Arsenal needed to win this game. There is still 13 games to go, so we're not even halfway yet. And obviously, Arsenal would still need to go to Man City. Arsenal needs to go to Chelsea, and Arsenal will be hosting Man United. Man United are still there and thereabouts, only 4 points off the top, and Man City only 3 points off the top. So it is quite close. Chelsea, Arsenal, and Man United women all losing once. United drawing a bit too much, and then obviously Man City, they are there and thereabouts as well. So very good weekend for Arsenal ladies. I thought they were absolutely exceptional. Yeah, so I will leave it there. I thought. Yeah, so once again, not I thought, I think, or I know, Arsenal are still comfortably in the title races in both the women, and they are second in both. So let's wait and see how it goes. I am obviously concerned Less so concerned than normal for the Brighton game due to the fact that they are playing Thursday. They have to play a strong team if they want to avoid the playoff game. However, they always do well at the Emirates Stadium against Arsenal. I think they've won the last three. And then obviously the big one at Anfield. So Brighton, we are playing PSV. Let's not forget about that. Hopefully we get to make some changes there, and especially key players that's needed for Brighton and Liverpool. We also have the situation of injured players that touch and go for coming back. Smith Rowe and Thomas Partey initially were penciled in for Liverpool. However, we don't know yet. I think Smith Rowe is training. Thomas Partey isn't. So Thomas Partey is going to be, it might be too soon the Liverpool game for him. Maybe he will make the West Ham Fulham games. But Smith Rowe very likely could come into the squad up until for that Liverpool game at least. So let's hope that we can get some of these guys that's injured back. We obviously have two defensive injuries with Timber and Tomiyasu. We won't see them this year. And then Vieira we won't see as well. And then January starts, and we're going to have to be really smart with what we do in January, because we're going to need something. We're going to possibly need two. We're going to need some sort of an attacker that's relatively prolific in front of goal, because unfortunately, yeah, we might have more than this occasion. Remember, we've had quite a few 1-0 wins. I know most of those 1-0 wins were where we were relatively comfortable, and we could have maybe won more comfortably by finishing off opportunities. And then we've had a couple of 1-0 losses. Well, only two, the Newcastle one and the Aston Villa one, and there's so many things within those games that could have been different. I do accept that the Newcastle game, we didn't deserve to win that one. We didn't deserve to lose either. Newcastle didn't deserve to win that in the way they did. I'm going to keep on saying it, that shouldn't have been a goal. It should have been a 0-0 game. And then the Aston Villa game, Arsenal should actually have won that game. They were good enough. They controlled the game mostly in most parts of the field, except in the box. And you can maybe say in both boxes, we weren't quite good enough. So we'll leave it there. Arsenal do play PSV. I'm not 100% certain. 100% certain on if it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I know it's the early kickoff. And then we have Brighton on Sunday, actually. We actually play Brighton on Sunday. So we have quite a long rest for that. And then the following Saturday, it's the huge game against Liverpool. I fully expect both teams to have won their weekend games. I know Brighton will be tough. And Liverpool, Man United, the name is